Hello and welcome to Hornbill TV. I'm Akivito. The Nagaland government has approved for appointment of the next of kin of the civilians who were killed in the firing incidents at OTING-TIRU on December 4th and Mon on December 5th. 12 next of kin of the victims from the Mon killings were appointed to several vacant posts in the government. However, it is to be noted that the Konyak Union and other civil society organizations had stated that no ex-GRATIA or government jobs will be accepted by the victims' family until justice is served. To get a little more sense of this, we have the Mon BJP President Nyawang Konyak and my colleagues Pito and Esther joining me. Hello, sir. Hello. Hello, sir.
Hello.
Hi, sir. Thank you so much for joining me, sir. All right, sir. We've received the notification stating that 12 next of kin of the victims of the OTING-TIRU incident have been given jobs. Could you tell us a little more on this development, sir? No, sir, itu 12 June itu victims khan la family la 12 June la do takhan appointment paigna ase government appointment to itula ulok kuo paribo
mane pojuntin taikon lo document appointment diala ka to amhan di na ka honi eto administration pra government pra naka victim khan lo te appointment na third grade fourth grade laga document sabte dibo koi ne thaka to ibya tak to aman kami hunai sabte to na koi class sok manu ke dia ne 14 June ma to tai kan dijin lo de dia na e na ka tule mo WhatsApp te dikise
acha
WhatsApp te mo kali hadam te mo dikise
acha sir to sir itu 12 June to paigena ase holbi 14 victims thaka to itu 2 June la paper works khan tayar thaga nai na ki hisab te itu 2 June to panai na
mane 2 June na poa to ami hisab te to কোনোবা কমপ্লেইন আছে কই কিনে শুনিছে মানে একটা তো নিজা পুষ্টি নহয় মাইকি নতুন শাদি কৰা লাগতো নিজা পুষ্টি নহয়
আচ্ছা
এটু গান পৰা অলপ কমপ্লেইন কৰিছে আৰু একটা বাচ্চা লাগা আমা আছে এটু গা তাকান পৰা অলপ কমপ্লেইন কৰি কিনে আছে কই কিনে নাকা খবৰটোৱে শুনিছো আমি
আচ্ছা স্যার sir, initially first itu kotha wala time de do victims khan la families khan ba bi kuise itu ex-GRATIA khan do nuluwo compensation khan nuluwo holibi ena development kina uthise na
itu ena ka hoise itu actually KU pra bi ekun knowledge nai to
acha
KU in council pra to ekun knowledge nai holibi investigation ai kine victim khan la family te jai kine taka lote ena ka government bra eglisha to লইলে ভাল আছে কইলে এন্ডিশন আইকনে এনেকা কৰি কিনে দিছে আৰু ভাল ভাল তাইকান মাঙা লাগাবি নহয় তো victim খান পৰা মাঙা লাগাবি নহয় এনেকা কৰি কিনে এন্ডিশন আইকনে দিছে কইনে আমাৰ এনেকা ইমান তক জানিছে তাতে কেজু লাগা একো নলেজ নাই আৰু ফাংশন লাগা একো নলেজ নাই
আচ্ছা স্যার তো স্টেট গভর্নমেন্ট নাগাল্যান্ড গভর্নমেন্ট মা চিফ মিনিস্টার Nifirio aro papers khan de ulala hisab te to ex-GRATIA amount itu 14 victims khan laga family khan ge takan 5 lakhs dibo kuise to sir itu amount to paigena asen nai na takan sir
amount to paise ko je central para central laga bi paise aro state laga bi paise ko ne honi je mai
acha sir to takan ba initially kohala hisab de takan to itu ex-GRATIA khan do nolo kuise takan no khali justice to juldi dibi kuina mangi thaka to takan arbi force pa itu ex-GRATIA disena ki hisab pra disena sir
ta ex-GRATIA dia ase takan gitu enaka aman takan victim family laka kwai sab to itu aro industry laka kuna to sab itu ex-GRATIA laka pojai ase aro takan itu victim khan laka khobor na to amando justice nadibo kole jodi etu to nohobo do takan ko etu justice to alak ase etu aro ecclesia to alak ase chiweli bi etu khando nolole jodi takan olop kiba hobo nisina mane abnahani loss wa ase enaka ko atemde victim khan pra to mane council lagai ko knowledge nai KU lagai ko knowledge noi gane enaka receive kora nisina aman kibi enaka knowledge kuri ase enaka huni ase
acha coming to you Esther So we've just received some notification saying that 12 of the next of kin of victims have received their government jobs. So could you tell us a little more on this development, and also what kind of government job is this?
Aki, these are all grade C and D government jobs, and the next of kin would be, these also include cousins, you know, not just immediate relations, but cousin brothers, and also the widows, and these are jobs of storekeepers, and some, you know, of them also according to their educational level the jobs have been given. So some of the next of kin of the victims are also, you know, graduates. So according to that, their jobs have been provided depending on their educational qualification. And also for the ex-GRATIA part, where they said that they have been compensated for the victims, apparently the victims' family, they were all given in installments. So basically, before anything was out from the union, as our BJP Mon president just said, that the Konyak union had no idea that the ex-GRATIA was already compensated, is because it was coming in installments. And in the middle of the installment, the directive had come out that no ex-GRATIA and job would be taken or by the victim's family. So I think that that's where the confusion came about. But in the end, they ended up taking, you know, the job as well as the ex-GRATIA.
All right. So coming to my colleague Pito, sir, initially the victims' families had said like they won't take any ex-GRATIA, they won't receive compensation, all they want is justice. But now that we have this notification, how do you think this development came about, sir?
Well, like it is very important to understand the difficulties of the families they face after a lone bread earner of a family is gone. So as you ask, they had a standing order of not taking any ex-GRATIA from either from the state government or from the central government. They had a standing order by the committee and as well as from the council side that they won't be taking ex-GRATIA until unless justice is delivered. However, after the prompt intervention of the state government as well as from the central government, setting up a core committee, SIT, court inquiry to investigate all these killings and this justice to be delivered. Thereafter, they had a negotiation with family members of those killed on 4th and 5th of December 2021. Besides that, on press conference in the last month, where Chief Minister of Nagaland Nefirio has said, when I asked him if since there is a standing order of not taking any ex-GRATIA from the state or from the center, where he replied that some of the families have already taken. So it sounds that there was a strong negotiation between government and between those families of those killed. So I think it was indeed a good gesture from the government and from the central government to offer such ex-GRATIA to the families, those who have lost the lone bread earner, because those who were killed were definitely a bread earner. So it was indeed a very good gesture from the state government as well as from the central government. So I think receiving those ex-GRATIA from the central government as well as from the state government, there was a very strong negotiation between them, I think.
All right. Sir, नेवांग अपनी हुने ऐसे नहीं सर?
हुने
अच्छा. Sir, तो नागालैंड स्टेट नागालैंड गवर्नमेंट बा तखान दो SIT एकता फॉर्म करिना इतो पूरा की हुई से इतो December 4 और 5 ते एकता स्पेशल SIT फॉर्म करिना तखान दो लास्ट वीक तो DGP बा भी एकता प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस दिसे तो कोर्ट ऑफ इंक्वायरी होइल भी इतो सेंट्रल ला इतो डिफेंस ला साइड पा होम मिनिस्ट्री ला एकता कोर्ट ऑफ इंक्वायरी खान दो सर ताते उको इन्फॉर्मेशन पाइगना आसेना नाय आरो इतो कोर्ट ऑफ इंक्वायरी और SIT लगा इन्वेस्टिगेशन प्रोसेस किना जाय से खुशी आसेना नाय अपनी कान सर
Dia tak tu aman lo itu laga itu SIT tem inquiring laga report aman itu tak eko knowledge chinai aman laga tu eko itu SIT boleh jana nai.
अच्छा.
Dia aman itu unsur uli aman di olap खुशी pakol taka pusti manu bi kali victim family ekla noy kene tate injury laga family bi ase aman tate aman puisi mata nabuja tu aman do. Mana SIT tempat kita nak inquiring guri ase, kita tu aman waktu ekor knowledge na kita nak jaya ase, kita tak aman waktu ekor inform dia na kita.
Acha sir, sabi sir, December 4th or 5th to thik ase agitations kan itu hui kina to bishi thakise holibi ajikali olop suki ase sir. Holibi mokhan karni to itu incident to bishi fresh ase aro especially mon de thaga manu kan karni to kali hua nishna thakibo to sir tati laga manu kan la feelings itia kina hoye ase sir. Aro
tate thaga aman pido etia takpe Kongson any time village laga voting village laga Kongson members kan etia takpe amado enaka he etia mara nisna hai amado gorom de etia bi ase aro amanlote ekot etia takpe etunisna information etunisna SID laga report amanlote etia takpe knowledge ko kya nai.
Acha sir, aro ekta kotha ko munja do sabi sir itu incident hua pichite to public khan la main ekta concern thaga do itu AFSPA कोई ना तो repeal करो लगे तो इनका government job दीगना ex-GRATIA दीगना इतु अपनी ला हिसाब दे इतु खान दीगना तो इतु AFSPA के हटाई दिवले ला इतु मांगा दो इतु तो ओलोप कमती होए ऐसे ना किना ऐसे ना सर
नहीं अमागन तो इतिया तक भी justice और AFSPA तो ले जी उन्हें भी इतु तो मानू मूरी जो करने इतु government प्रा इतु एक्टिशिया दिया है ऐसे इतु तो AFSPA आरो justice to you live dibola ki koi na aman ejati stand by does enakai fight kurge na se
acha all right, coming to you Esther, just like I asked the BJP president Newang Konyak, do you think that giving the ex-gratia amount and also providing them the government jobs to the next of kin of victims is also a little plan to deviate away from the real appeal, and the appeal is repeal of AFSPA? Do you think this is the motive behind all this?
I think the main plan would be to deliver justice first and get the accused, prosecuted as soon as possible if found guilty. That is the main, I think, that is what they wanted, first of all, that till justice is served. Now, secondary would be, of course, the repealing of AFSPA. Now, AFSPA, as we said, it is just not because of this OTING-TIRU incident, the ambush in Mon. It has been there, it has been detested for many years in Nagaland. So yes, it could be a blessing that now people have woken up that yes, the AFSPA should be revoked. But also we have to look on the other side that even just very recent would be yesterday that the Army Chief General Navrane also has said that they are more than happy and will be more relieved to have AFSPA repealed from the state. So I don't think that this was to deter or divert, the delay of AFSPA. So I think from all sides, the repealing of AFSPA is wanted. So no, I don't think so. But yes, about the justice part where to be served before the victims, I think that is where we have to talk about and think about that if that is the main reason to, because justice delayed is justice denied, so I think they're just maybe delaying that process and it has nothing to do with AFSPA.
All right, so coming to you, Sir Pito, this is the same question that I'm going to place to you like I placed to my other two guests. So do you think that providing the victims the appointment, giving them the appointment and also giving them the ex-gratia, do you think that this is some kind of a plan to deviate from the actual fact and actual demand of actually repealing the AFSPA?
See, more or less, somehow it appears or it sounds like that, but we have to understand there are completely two different factors. OTING incident was just a single incident which flared up an AFSPA issue which has been going on in the state for a very long time. So ex-gratia to the families of those killed and AFSPA, they should not come together. But in fact, instead, the AFSPA issue, which has been in the state for more than 5 decades, and people have been demanding the repealing of AFSPA from the state, has to be carried on. And I don't think ex-gratia to the families, those killed, is the reason that the issue of AFSPA will get to die in a slow death. I don't think it is related to this particular incident of OTING and as well as ex-gratia to the families. Ex-gratia to the families is a kind of justice, it's a kind of compensation to the family. However, AFSPA is a matter of the state, a concern of the citizens of the state, as a whole. So I don't think this AFSPA and OTING incident, ex-gratia to the families, they come together, but they are completely two different issues and two different facts, I think.
All right. Sir Newang, huni asin naina sir?
huni ase.
Acha sir, Konyak Union la members khan ba ekta press conference kurise itu voting incident hua pichite tate thakhan ba demand 4-point demand mangse ekta to kuise ekta independent inquiry thakibo lage ekta to aro itu perpetrators kun khan ase takhan laga naam do ulawo lage alag to hudise itu inquiry ja khan laga itu pura report khan do public te aibo lage aro alag khan do aspa repeal kuro lage itu khan sob mangi gina thakise so last week DGP mokala Nagaland la DGP ba press conference dia pichite taiba kuise SIT la inquiry do khotom huise aro hoilibi itu report to public banao na paribo to apni la hisab te itu public to itu report to public te aiwo na naiwo na sir
itu to aman ki bi public logote bi aro itu NQs ka logote bi aman mane amana demand itia ko anishina meant to aspa to state government pro ko notice ba ko meant to aman any to incident laga busi our family amagado itu justice men kuntu ahikene itu innocent public ke morai dise itu kan to aman ke to jeli bi do chanai di kene itu manu enaka saja di jebone itu manu to enaka ki pa police ko ne itu jani se kole dita amando victim family naman bus uting village kan dele amado mon di sandi hobo tile মানে একো নাজানা এডুকেশন পাবলিক মোৰাই দিয়া কাৰণে তো আমাৰ এতিয়া তাক মনটো কৰা লাগা মন খুশি না কোৱা লাগা এতিয়া তাক আমাৰ উটিং কলেজ খন্দ এনেকা আছে
আচ্ছা সৰ হলবি আপনি লা হিসাবতে ডিজিপি বা নিজৰ বা কইছে কি এসআইটি লা ইনকোয়ারি কোনটো দো স্টেট গভর্নমেন্ট লা নিজৰ একটা 21 মেম্বার এসআইটি থাকিছে তো তাকান বা কইছে এটো রিপোর্ট তো তাকান লা ইনকোয়ারি দো খতম তাতে 85 মানুহ কানগে ইনভেস্টিগেট inquiry de kurise investigate kurise proof khan la sample to apni khan itu de khushi ase na nai sir
tate amakandu kundra intelligent gurikene kundra ki intelligent gurikene kundra ki kurikene miskat gurikene aman innocent public ke morai dise aman na janile jodi aman to ki laga khushi pabo to
acha to thik ase sir at least mokhan la state la government la SIT brado press conference rakhi kina takhan ba kuise inquiry do khotom hoise holi apni khan do itu central ba form kora court of inquiry de takhan do itya to ko notification nai ko notice bhi nai ko press release bhi nai tate apni khan ki kole ase sir
mane aman do to central ba aman state mane Nagaland state kan hote aro itu morai ji kine enaka mane jintu morai dia ni jena innocent public morai kine na central ba to SIT te malibi amalote report na dile judi aman ke ti kurble morai kene amalote report na di ti etu ki mistake pura aman ti kaldi ajo kene morai di kene amalote report na dile judi aman lote etu enaka hoje ti inquiry kurise aman ti na janile ju inquiry maka meaning tu ki ase etu kane to aman to tuli aman uting manu aman aro victim family etu to alop khushi na paile aman to teacher etu jani je gole judi mon to shanti hobo aro inquiry kem চাইবেন ইনকোয়ারি করা মিনিং টু মানে এটু আছে কোন আমার যে বুঝাই দিছে কোন যদি আমার পাবলিক খান অলপ খুশি পাবো কোন আমার আমি এটু ভাবনা করি আছি
আচ্ছা coming to you Esther the SIT inquiry that was formed by the state government you know I mean the DGP had a press conference there stating that the inquiry is over and that the SIT has done its job but the fact of the matter is them not revealing the report of the SIT so do you think this is ever going to come into the public domain
I think legally that is not allowed as said by the SIT, the central team that was set up. It is not legally allowed, but the Konyak Union has also said in their 9-point resolution that they had come up with that at least make it known to the Konyak Union, who is the apex body, you know, in Mon and who has been the forefront, you know, union that has been following this whole incident and trying to make sure that justice is served. So at least some union and civil society organizations should be involved and included in where this the reports should be known. And but again, we are still waiting for the reports as it is still the forensic reports because we do not have one in the state. So I think we'll just have to wait for the reports and see how severe are these reports as well, you know, because we don't want to also flare up violence in the state because of certain revelations that the reports might find.
All right, coming to you, sir, with the same question, sir. I mean, like also an addition to that question would be So, fine. The state government that had formed the SIT, 21 members SIT to actually investigate the incident, at least from the state side, we have received notice that the inquiry is over. Also, and that the DGB has made it known that the inquiry report cannot be made public until it is sent to the court and forensic evidence comes back from Guwahati and Hyderabad. Also, sir, what do you have to say about the court of inquiry and its silence?
See, we have two investigation team here in this incident. One is a court of inquiry, that is from Minister of Defense side, and SIT from the state government side. And as far as court of inquiry is concerned, that is investigation is yet to be completed. But when it comes to SIT, investigation is somehow completed. It is just that they are waiting for a forensic report and some other reports, results to be completed. And when it comes to the investigation to be made into public, I think I don't know if it is very legal or illegal or not, but if regardless of their outcome, the verdict or the conclusion it could be, I think if they want public trust, then I think regardless of the result, they have to make it to the public so that public will know this is black and this is white. Otherwise, if the verdict or the conclusion goes otherwise against the wishes of the public, which public are expecting that those persons who are involved in the killing will be punished, and if the investigations goes against the wishes of the people and the SIT report is not made to the public, then definitely that will again have a huge outcry from the public. So regardless of the conclusion, it could be, or whatever the conclusion it could be, if they want the trust of the public, then there should be a transparency, and then if they want transparency, then SIT report should be made to the public so that public will know this is black and this is white, and regardless of this, as I said, regardless of the result, public will somehow get to know the facts that if for the cries they have been crying are actually in the right one, or somehow they have been miscarried. So since it is an investigation agency, before coming into conclusion, I don't think it will be feasible to make it public, but if they want public trust, in the end they will have to make it to the public. Yes.
All right. Sir, Newang, apni huni ase na sir? Sir, Mula Satiba Kwanishna, itu Konyak Union Kanbra, Takanla 9-point demand mangade. एक ता तो ठीक है इतु इंक्वायरी लगा की हुई ना से इतु तो पब्लिक के नुकोइली भी एटलीस्ट कोन्याक यूनियन के तो कुवो लगे कोई ना तो सर तो इतु कोन्याक यूनियन खान ब्रा उको इन्फॉर्मेशन पाइगना आसन है ना एसआईटी ब्रा
इतने तक तो कोन्याक यूनियन भी पाना है इतु वाले कोन्याक यूनियन ब्रा भी पहले जी बियावली वाले दी हमारा सब तो रिस्पांसिबिलिटी सब तो कोन्याक यूनियन नजर आमान का है तो इतने बियावी भालो भी कोन्याक यूनियन लोटी भी नॉलेज नौकरी के थाका करने दी था तभी हमारा तो इलाका मंडू को ऐसे बिले बियाली वालों भी इधर कोर्ट इंटरिंग जाएगा का तुले संदल पर किधर होता है मारिबो इनका दूसरा तो कोर्ट इंटरिंग जाबो एसआईटी टीम जाबो itu rugi se central ba report dia na enaka rugi lagile jidi amagan to le naka manu to eko hisabe nai mane enaka kuri lagile jidi biali bhalo jidi dia popular government bra CM let kuri gene to olap jaldi kuri gene acha bustiman uthalo te ekta kuri gene nokoili bi to headquarter be payu konya union thalo te report di gena SIT dem la report di le jidi amandi mon to aro param pabo koine ami bi kotha koi ase
अच्छा सर तो अपनी बा कोला हिसाब ते सर इतु कोन्याक यूनियन खान भी उकु ना जने होल भी इतु डिसेंबर 4th और 5th ला इतु की हुई से इतु घटना तो ताते फर्स्ट खरा हुआ तो कोन्याक यूनियन बा दांगोर कुरिना तकान खरा हुई से और दांगोर कुरिना तकान डिमांड कुरि से होल भी अपनी ला कोला हिसाब ते तो कोन्याक यूनियन खान भी एना उकु इन्फॉर्मेशन नाही तो इतु किले होय से ना सर
माने इतु गने या को आनी ना कोन्याक यूनियन खान होते এতিয়া এনেকা কৰিব এনেকা নকৰিব কাৰণে দিয়াল ভাল এডমিশন যায় কিনে তো এক্সিয়া আলাক আছে আৰু জাস্টিস তো আলাক আছে গনে ভিকটিম ফ্যামিলি লগতে যায় কিনে না কৈ কিনে কাইকালতে এটো জিওলি জাস্টিস তো আইবলে আছে পাঁচমাহ কবলে আছে এটো নোটিস আৰু ষ্টেট গভৰ্ণমেণ্ট পৰা কবলে আছে এনেকা কৈ কিনে কাইকালতে বুজাই কিনে আপোনালা দুখ খোৱা গভৰ্ণমেণ্ট ষ্টেট গভৰ্ণমেণ্ট পৰা দুখ খোৱা চাই কিনে ভিকটিম ফ্যামিলি লগতে এক্সিয়া আৰু এটো job laga kora ko to taisan ba kiba burgene side to alak laka point justice bi aibo aro itu aspa laga bi notice aro state government ba gobo ena gurine bujai gine ko agane takane musti ki thaka busti manu kando ena ka gurine receive kurise gurine huni jami
अच्छा सर अपने ला हिसाब ते इतु फर्स्ट तो जस्टिस पाइ किना इतु खानगे एक्स ग्राशिया और अपॉइंटमेंट दिले ভাল থাকিবলে থাকা আছে না এটা তো গভর্নমেন্ট জব দিছে ইতু পিছে এক্স গ্রাশিয়া বি দিছে তো আপনি লা হিসাবতে ইতু কল ফর জাস্টিস আর কল ফর রিপিল অফ আসপা তো হারি যাও নাকি স্যার
আমাৰ হিচাপতে তো এতিয়া কোৱা নাই গভৰ্নমেন্ট পৰা কৈ আছে এতিয়া নিলা এইটো জাস্টিস তো হাৰাইছে পहिले যদি সব দিন এনেকা মানুহ মৰাব জব এটা দিব মানুহ মৰাই দি মিষ্টেক কৰি কিনে এডুকেশ্যন পাব্লিক মৰাই দিব একটা গভর্নমেন্ট বা এপ্লিকেশন দিব কলে যদি আমার তো সদায় দিন কি দরকার আছে তুই টাইমতে মারিব কারণে রাখা তো মানুষ তো নয় তো এতো মানুষ একটা আছে এটো কারণে ইজিলি একটু জাস্টিস তো লাগিব আমার তো এটো জাস্টিস পোৱা নাই বলে যদি পুষ্টি মানুষ খান আর ভিক্টিম ফ্যামিলি তো আমার তো খুশি না পাবো বলে আমি এটো জানাই
আচ্ছা স্যার তো মই আপনি ইতু লাস্ট হুদিব মন যাদো স্যার স্টেট গভর্নমেন্ট বা ইতু মানুষ খান মুরালা ফ্যামিলিজ খানগে 5 লাখ লাগা এক্স গ্রাশিয়া দিছে तो सर अपने ला हिसाब से एक ता नागा मनु ला मुखान ला निजो नागा मनु एक जून लगा लाइफ नोले जीवन दो खाली 5 लाख ही ऐसे सर
इतने को तो अमान इतने सभी 5 लाख तो जी जने मोराई रजिबो कले जी थाका मानु खान तो किमान मानु मोराई गने करोड़ दिके किमान मानु मोराबो লাগিব তেতিয়া তো আমার নাগা মানু তো বিয়ালি ভালি এটা তো কম্পেনসেশন লাগাবি একো কোৱা নাই এটা জাস্টিস কানে আইনাকা ছোট বন্ধুর গনে থাকিবি জাস্টিস একটা আইবো পাবলিক মানুষ ভালো দিবি তো ফ্যামিলি ভিক্টিম ফ্যামিলি লগত দিবি এনাকা ঘুরি কিনা আমার জামা করা খাবি এনাকা একটা জাস্টিস পাইব মানুষ আর ভগবান সব মিলাই কিনে আমার লগত জাস্টিস তো দিব লাগিব কইনা আমার এতিয়া তাকে এনাকা বুঝাই কিনে এনাকা ঠান্ডা করে রাখাই দিলে ভিক্টিম ফ্যামিলি বি জিওলি বি জাস্টিস পাবো তাকে এটি আওয়াজ তো শুনিব ভিক্টিম ফ্যামিলি আর একটু ইনজুরি লাগা ফ্যামিলি এটুকু সব তো আমার তো জাস্টিস তো আহিব কইনি একটু আশা দিয়া এতিয়া তাকে রুখি আছে
अच्छा सर सर थैंक यू सो मच अपना टाइम मोखान के दीना मोखान लो दे अपनी खान ला ताते किना फीलिंग আছে সব মোখান কে ডিটেইল দেয়া বড় বেশি খুশি জানাই দিয়েছে আর থ্যাংক ইউ সো মাচ স্যার
okay
and also thank you so much Esther and my colleagues Esther and Sopito for joining me and actually speaking more on this issue and thank you for your inputs
Thank you.
All right, so joining me, that was Sir Nyawang Konyak, who was the BJP Mon president, and also my colleagues, Sir Pito and Esther, who joined me on this issue as to whether the compensation and the ex-gratia, talking more about it and whether it was whether it was correct or whether it was wrong. And also we heard Sir Nyawang Konyak say that all this happened without the knowledge of the Konyak Union. Now it's only, now we'll have to wait and see how the Konyak Union actually reacts to all these developments.